Good afternoon, students. Welcome to the most awaited event, the grand finale of Young Asian Brandmasters Competition 2020. Who said that the age matters? If age matters, then how would have George Mattis, founder of Teal, the manufacturers of commercial drones, raised a seed funding of $2.8 million? His age, if you may ask, he's just turned 18 this year. Who said that big investment matters? To your surprise, the founder of Wow Momos, Mr. Sagar Daryani, started his venture with merely rupees 30,000, and today the worth of the company is rupees 560 crores. Dear friends, when they say that an idea can change your life, in today's time, I would say it surely can. Asian School of Business not only focuses on accelerating your academic excellence, but also tries to foster creative thinking and business-making attitude of our students. With the same vision, Young Asian Brandmasters Competition 2020 was announced, where we invited your branding, plans, and propositions that can be shaped further to help you become an entrepreneur in future. I'm thrilled to say that despite being 100% virtual, the kind of energy and zeal that each one of you has shown in crafting the branding plan was simply breathtaking. This competition was organized by the Entrepreneurship Development and Incubation Center, which aims to enable the students to be more creative and self-confident in taking rational risks in starting an enterprise, and encourages innovative business startups and facilitates them through research and consultancy. The branding plan competition invited creative plans which could, in the long run, help you become a job provider rather than being a job seeker. The moment we announced this competition, we started getting a lot of queries, a lot of registrations, write-ups, and inputs from all of you present here. And clearly that reflected the quality and attitude of this bundle of talent which we have with us here today. We actually celebrate your talent today. The competition began about a couple of months back with students putting in their efforts to come up with their novel branding ideas. Thereafter, all the students presented their plans in virtual mode in front of experts at Asian School of Business who scrutinized their plans in detail. As announced earlier, the winner of this grand event will surely be a lucky one, as he or she gets an Apple tablet. So all you techies out there, it's a chance for you to win an Apple tablet today. And dear students, last but not the least, the winner of today's event will get an interview coverage in Noida Radio. Though the winner would be one, but I would like to congratulate each one of you for your exemplary performance and participation with which you presented your branding plans. As we invented your branding plans, so how could the finale be ordinary? So here we have with us our guest of honor, Ms. Swati Bhargava, co-founder Cashkaro and Earnkaro, as well as Global Chapter Chair for H2 India, who herself is a quintessential example of a successful entrepreneur. It is pertinent to mention that Cashkaro.com is India's largest cashback and coupons website. It helps you save on your regular purchases across 1,500 plus shopping websites. Ms. Bhargava has also worked with Goldman Sachs and also happens to be amongst the elite group of Fortune 40 under 40. She has secured a scholarship from the government of Singapore and then another which took her to the London School of Economics. Fresh out of LSE, she worked her way up to the corporate ladder at Goldman Sachs in London, and after 5 enlightening years at Goldman Sachs, she started a UK-based cashback business, Pouring Pounds, along with her husband and co-founder, Mr. Rohan Bhargava. Some of her achievements include she made it to the Fortune 40 under 40 list in June 2019. She is among few women entrepreneurs to meet Prime Minister Narendra Modi to discuss India's startup ecosystem. She has been awarded at India's first Digital Woman Award for the Best Service Offering Company in the e-commerce industry. She is currently co-chair of H2 India, a global leadership network for the digital industry. She was nominated amongst the top young businesswomen 2016 by CNBC TV 18. Recognized as among the top 10 women entrepreneurs by Amwire.com. Honored amongst 4 women trailblazers in Indian e-commerce industry by Economic Times, and shortlisted for the Asian Woman of Achievement Awards in the UK in 2011. With a very warm heart, we welcome you, ma'am. And without taking any further time, I request you, our esteemed guests, to share your valuable experiences and knowledge with our students.
Thank you so much for that very, very kind intro. I myself don't know how that bio became like so long, but thank you so much. And it's great to be with you guys. I've been interacting with your team over the last few days, and I must say I'm really impressed with the passion and commitment that you're putting into making this event a success. So my congratulations to all of you. And like you said, each participant is a winner. Because ideas are very subjective, and I am really sad to know that I have to judge it because I am so bad at judging. I just really like to see the good in everything. So it's going to be very hard. So please understand that for me, all 5 of you are going to be winners as well. So I will take the next 15 minutes to just tell you a little bit about myself, my journey, and maybe some things that I've learned along the way in case it helps you to implement while you are in college itself, because the sooner we do all this, the better it is. So like, they said in my introduction, I grew up in a small place called Ambala. And growing up, I had absolutely no idea that I would ever go study abroad, or I would ever go work abroad, or do a startup, or have Mr. Tata as one of our investors. It was totally not in the plan. I'm just a regular girl who grew up in a very regular house in Ambala. And I remember that when I went for my class 10th exams, I topped Haryana and I got 100 on 100 in mathematics. And at that time, my dad was actually going through the newspaper and he saw this advertisement for Singapore Airlines scholarship, calling 25 students that who will be selected and they will get a scholarship to study there for 11th and 12th. And I remember saying to my parents that I don't think you'll ever send me abroad, so why should I apply? And then we just thought, well, you never know where you stand, so let's do it. So we did that. So I got through that, fortunately. Then I got through LSE, Oxford, some of these colleges in the UK. Got a scholarship to the LSE, which is why I could go there. Though I think you guys are getting fantastic education in India, and studying abroad is overrated for sure. But after that, I worked at Goldman Sachs in London for 5 years, did investment banking. It was basically working from like 8 a.m. in the morning till like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock every single day. And it sort of continued for 5 years. And then when I met my husband Rohan, and we got married, and he is a person who really always wanted to do a business of his own. So he always used to come up with entrepreneurship ideas. Every weekend we would like go somewhere and explore something, and that is how kind of the entrepreneurship bug sort of got us. And we started using this cashback site in the UK. And we were like, what is this? Like, you shop online and you get money back. And if you know about it, why won't you do it? So that was really our premise of sort of getting into this business, because we thought it's such a good, simple idea, and more people should know about cashback. People don't know how it works. So that's why we got into it. We started pouring pounds in UK, and then we expanded it to Cashkaro. And I remember that after we launched Cashkaro, just within 4 months, we started seeing a good amount of traction in India. And we said, maybe we should raise money and actually build this business out in India. And I had no idea at all about how to raise money, because I was in a completely different division in Goldman and not exposed to sort of digital marketing and startup kind of ideas. So I just wrote an email to 10 of my colleagues, some of them at Goldman, some of my ex-LSE people, and I said, look, we're building out Cashkaro in India. Do you want to invest? And it was probably, I mean, now we've done a couple of more rounds of funding after that, but I think that round will always be so special for me, because we set out to raise $300,000 and we closed $750,000 just in 48 hours. And I literally remember going from one meeting to another meeting and saying, okay, this person in for 20,000, this person in for 30,000 pounds. And aise karte karte, like the pot started becoming bigger. And we were like, wow, this is something, it's happening, right? Because when you raise money, you kind of put yourself out there, and then you commit. You really commit, because now you have shareholders. Now you have to get them their money X amount of worth back, right? So it becomes a larger commitment, basically. And it also makes you kind of feel more confident about what you're doing, and you have to sort of tell yourself, yes, this passion has to result into something now. And that was probably the turning point for us. And then we actually moved to India from London, because we thought if we're going to run a business here, रोज हम लंदन में सुबह 5 बजे उठते थे, because our team would come here, and there was always a time difference. So then we moved to India, and we raised our Series A round of funding by Kalari Capital, which was almost $4 million. And then just this year, amidst COVID times, amidst lockdown, and so many other things, we closed our Series B round of funding for almost $10 million, and this was led by Korea Investment Partners. So overall, it's been a really amazing journey. Learned a lot of things, and still learning. I think every day we are still learning. And I'll just tell you quickly about what is Cashkaro, so you'll have some context to my conversation, and then we will continue that. So now Cashkaro, we are India's largest cashback app. So what we do is that we tie up with e-commerce partners on one side. So we have Amazon, Flipkart, Myntra, Ajio, everybody that you see in the online space. They are a partner of ours, and for every transaction that we send to them, they pay us commission. So अगर आप कैश करो पे आओगे, एंड कैश करो से आप Amazon पे जाओगे, कैश करो से मिंत्रा, कैश करो से अजियो, हर साइट पे कैश करो से जाओगे, तो ऑन टॉप ऑफ ऑल सेल डिस्काउंट्स यू गेट एक्स्ट्रा कैश बैक फ्रॉम आवर साइड, क्योंकि हमें जो कमीशन मिल रही है रीडर ब्रांड से, उसमें से हम कैशबैक ये शेयर करते हैं. सो it's a very easy way to save money. You still get the same discounts which are on the other side. You're still shopping there. You're still doing everything normal, but you're just going there via Cashkaro. And all the cashback that you collect, this you can transfer to your bank account, or you can take it out as Amazon or Flipkart gift vouchers. So again, it's very simple to use and a good way to earn money back on your shopping. I have like almost 2 lakhs so far, because I've been using Cashkaro for a while, but many people earn about 20,000 cash back a year, even more. We have lots of people who earn more than 50,000, more than 60,000. We have a lot of Cashkaro student ambassadors as well, in fact, who are referring other people and earning money out of the money that they make from their referral fees as well. Plus, they get other incentives and bonuses. And then last year, we actually launched a new brand. It's called Earn Karo. So Earn Karo is India's first social cashback app. तो जैसे अगर आप अपनी फ्रेंड से बात कर रहे हो, and they say that okay ये मोबाइल कहाँ से लिया, so normally आप Amazon का लिंक दे दोगे. अब क्या कर सकते हो, you can actually paste that Amazon link on Earn Karo. It will give you your affiliate link which you give to somebody, and now if they shop via your link, you always get the money, you get the profit, whereas they can actually just shop on Amazon as normal. So it's a way for you to monetize your recommendations. So for us, Cashkaro and Earnkaro have both become very two important pillars of our business. And this year now we're going into offline e-commerce as well, as an assisted e-commerce, where we have Cashkaro stores in Bhopal, in Gorakhpur, in small cities. तो वहाँ पे walk-in customers जो हैं वो आके shopkeeper को बोलते हैं कि आप मेरी order place करो, क्योंकि मुझे वो place करना नहीं आता. Right? So that's like what's next for us. And with the fundraise that we did, the idea is to kind of continue growing the brand, make sure that everybody is aware of Cashkaro, using Cashkaro, especially in the sales season right now. So that's what we're deploying our money towards. Talking about, and actually one thing I forgot was that we got Mr. Tata as an investor as well. So that happened. That was a very interesting story, because we spoke with Kalari Capital, and we said, "आप बस एक meeting करा दो Mr. Tata के साथ, उसके बाद we will manage it." So we went and had a meeting with him at the Taj Hotel in Mumbai. It was a nice long dining table. He was sitting there, and that's a very important lesson in this conversation. So when I went there first, they told me, okay, sit here across the table from Mr. Tata, and he's sitting here, and but pitch there, because there was a screen there, so I had to go pitch there. So sorry, they told me to go pitch over there. So I said, okay, he's sitting here, I'm going to be pitching there. How are we going to make a relationship or a connect? Because I'm not going to be sitting close to him. I'm just looking there, and itna. So I just asked Mr. Tata that, sir, do you mind if we just have a conversation, and I will just sit across from you and have a chat? forget about the deck and forget about the slides. And he said, yeah, why not? And we did that, and I think that changed everything, because it allowed me to communicate with him one on one as a person, and then I think he could understand our story so much better, see us as people, because the investors, they look a lot at the entrepreneur, at who's the person behind it, how passionate are they, what are they like. And if that relationship and connect happens, then only the future investment also happens, really. So we had a good meeting, and then at the end of it, I asked him, so what do you think? And he said, in a country that loves to save money, you are giving free money, so what's there not to love? And that's how it sort of started. And then we got to know that he wants to invest, which was obviously a very big milestone for Cashkaro, because Mr. Tata is a brand name, that is a brand name in itself, and it speaks of a lot of trust and credibility, which was incredibly valuable for us. So moving on, if I look back at this journey in terms of, what are like 5 things that I can leave with you as some sort of tips or my lessons, so to speak. The first thing I would say is that, when I was growing up, I had no idea. Even when I was in college, like you, I had no idea what I want to do in future. Sometimes people know it, and that's great, right? But many of us don't, and I think that's completely okay. It's completely okay to not know कि आपको किस direction में जाना है. You want to explore, and what you find. So so when I was growing up, in front of my study table, I had this little poster which said, if a thing is worth doing, it is worth doing well. And somehow that has stuck with me, and I have followed that forever. So, when I was in class 10, I didn't know what was next, but because I worked hard and I topped Haryana, got 100 and 100, it helped me get to the next level. When I was in Singapore, I didn't know what I wanted after that, but I studied hard, and that helped me get an LSE. When I was in LSE, I didn't know what I wanted next, but I did well in college, and it helped me get into Goldman Sachs. So even at Goldman Sachs, I didn't know what I wanted next, but because I made most of that experience, I feel those skills have stayed with me right now, even in my entrepreneurship experience at Cashkaro. So the point is that if a thing is worth doing, it is worth doing well. So it's okay if you don't know what your future holds, or if you want to be who do you want to be in future, you don't know, but you must remember that you always must strive to be the best version of yourself. And when you can do that, then you know that the possibilities that open up for you are just incredible. So and I think what is very central to that whole idea is that we must reject mediocrity as an idea. And we try to follow it at Cashkaro also. When people give me some work where I'm like, yeah, this is so average, why are we doing it? Don't do average, because the world operates on average. Think about how you want to raise your own bar, right? If you think यार सब ऐसे ही करते हैं, इतना करने से चली जाएगा, don't go for those things. And that is really important, that unless that rejecting mediocrity as an idea is really important, which you must just kind of think about. Remember that you want to over deliver. Whatever people expect, give them 10x of that. Show them that you have initiative. That is so rare today, but it is something that is very, very valued. Number 2, build really good atomic habits. I know students don't like to wake up early. We want to watch Netflix till late. We want to eat all sorts of stuff. But the point is that if you don't take care of your health right now, it is not going to stay with you. And you need your health with you for the rest of your future. So try and wake up early, try and have a routine, take care of your health, and work on the ideas that you have. Because if you don't, they will not happen. Because genius is not about genetics, it's really about practice. Number 3, avoid distractions in today's digital life. We can spend our whole day. We can spend our whole day being busy, just being busy, not doing anything productive, right? Looking at Instagram, looking at Netflix, looking at Facebook, and checking our feed again and again. But then those distractions make you less productive at work. They make you less creative. So make sure you can carve out certain times of the day when you don't have any distractions, and you can actually get some creativity out. That's really important. Number 4, visualize your success on a daily basis. Think about what do you want how do you want your day to go? How do you want certain near term things to pan out? Visualize them happening, feel that it's working for you, get those high vibrations in, then only you will attract the best stuff. And number 5, last one, don't be afraid to put yourself out there. networking is not a bad thing, getting to know people is not a bad thing. Build that network so that you have that support when you get out and you want to look for a job, you want to look for an internship or project. There are people that you can reach out to. And especially for the women out there, I just want to say that you need to figure out how you will support other women as well. Do not like try to rise up by pulling each other down. Your competition is everyone, it's not just the women. And women also must remember that somebody else's success is not your failure. Sometimes women have this habit of not trying to be there for each other, but if we are, we will go much further. So just think about all that. And I think I'm going to just pause there if you guys have any questions so that we don't overrun on the time. So organizers, you can let me know if there are any questions to take.
Well, thank you so much, ma'am. I think these 5 golden rules which you've spoken about can actually invite a lot of thinking in our students. They would have been provoked by these because you're talking about breaking the bars, you're talking about leave mediocrity and think about not being an average person and who
Yeah,
should be the right competition. So I think if at this early stage that they're starting their
yeah,
college life, with us today, then they can surely be on the right track if they actually apply these points in their life. Thank you so much for that, those invaluable inputs, I would say. We
thank
have
you.
a lot of questions from you as you've introduced such a, I would say this is a utility product for all of us today because each one of us are now online,
Yeah,
buying, shopping, etc. So I think you're getting a lot of users after this,
yeah.
including me.
Good.
Great. So
Yeah.
I have a question. As you ended saying that women should not compete just with women. So you are an inspiration for a lot of women here, a lot of women entrepreneurs to be specific. What message do you want to give them as an entrepreneur? What should they
Yeah.
do?
I would say that actually my message is the same for men and women entrepreneur aspirants. When it comes to building a business, there is no difference whether you're a man or a woman. You need to look at the credibility and the stability of your business to know what its merit is. So therefore, you need to see about like what are the unit metrics of the business, how will you scale it, make that business plan, make that business presentation, do think about everything. And remember, the bigger your dream, the more important your team. So you must think about who is going to be in your team. If you are a one man army, it's really not going to go that far or it's not going to scale as much. So think about all these things. And then also, if there are any global counterparts of what you are doing, look at their businesses, look at the numbers, the other information that's out there on the internet, because you can learn from each other's mistakes as well.
True, very true. A lot of our students are also here with us live today on the panel. So our
Yeah,
first student, Shreya Agarwal, she's a BBA new student. She's just starting her college life with us. She wants to have a question with you, a question and
sure.
answer round.
Hi,
Shreya,
Shreya.
can you please enable your video?
A very good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Ma'am, as you have started your business first in the UK and then expanded in India as well, what is the difference you felt being an entrepreneur in the UK and in India? How it differs in terms of challenges?
Well, I think the first difference is that I think in India there is a lot more hustle. That's why I really enjoy doing business in India. I think people are just really up for business. आप किसी समय भी किसी से भी बात कर सकते हो, ऐसा नहीं है शाम के 5 बजे के बाद नहीं कर सकते या वीकेंड पे नहीं कर सकते. इंडिया में आप किसी से reach out कर सकते हो and people will always be up for it and respond to you, and you have a productive conversation. So that is slightly missing in the UK. I feel that passion is lesser, so that's really fun about India. The second sort of challenge that we had in India was that we are addressing cashback in a new way. So people also, like, I see a question from Adhyan as well. So Paytm, PhonePe, these are all not our competitors. These are all ways to pay. Cashkaro is a gateway through which you go to Amazon and through which you go to Flipkart. वहाँ जाके you can pay via Amazon Pay, via Paytm or via PhonePe. You can pay via anything, but you will still get extra cashback from us because you've gone from us. So ये जो education है about cashback, this was one of our biggest challenges because people confuse cashback with a payment app or with the bank cashback, but this cashback is on top of all that.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. So we have another question from a student here that, ma'am, leaving an excellent MNC job and then you started your own venture, how difficult or easy was the transition for you?
Well, I think change is never super easy, right? But I think the motivation for the change is what gives you strength to make it happen. And I think in our case, the motivation was that we just really wanted to do a business of our own. We wanted to be entrepreneurs, and we found something that we felt could scale and be quite big. So that's why we were okay with the sacrifices that came. So Goldman was a well-paying job, and we used all our savings in Cashkaro. And for those 2 3 years, in like at the start as well, Rohan and I would really not spend a lot of money on things. Like we would buy the cheap food and buy the cheap clothes and cheap everything, because those are sacrifices that you need to do. So that is a side effect of the transition. Not easy, but sort of worth it.
Okay, great. We have another student with us, Khushi
Yeah.
Bansal. She's a BCA student. She has a question, ma'am. Khushi, can you please enable your video and put
Hi,
your
Kushi.
question across?
A very warm good afternoon to you, ma'am.
Hi, Kushi. Good afternoon.
So my question to you is that as for sure there are many of your business competitors. So how do you distinguish yourself from those competitors? And what are some suggestions that you can give all of us so that we can apply those same in our life phases?
Um, I think when it see competition will always be there, and competition is good. But I think one needs to think more about what are the differentiators that you can create. Like for Cashkaro, for example, our competitors would be much smaller cashback sites or coupon sites or price comparison sites. But the fact that we have managed to raise more money than any of them has enabled us to build a better product, have a better team, have better customer relations. So all these things help in growing the business, and when the business grows, we actually get better commissions from our partners, so our cashback rates are better. So all of this sort of comes in into saying, okay, how will we make the product and the experience better for the customer, and that is the only way to really win people over competition. So that is number one. The second thing is that I think it's worth it to sort of work on strengthening of the brand. So that's why for Cashkaro we do a lot of activities where which are purely branding based, but we think that it builds trust in the consumers, and that is again something that some of our competition is not doing. So I think it's a combination of strategy, how do you raise money, how do you use that money, more importantly, and brand building.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. We have another student with us, Shubh Gupta. Again, he's a new student who he's just joined college. Shubh, can
Okay.
you please enable your video and put your question across?
Hi, Shobh.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
What inspired you to become a successful entrepreneur, and how did you begin your journey in such a young age?
Well, I think my journey के बारे में तो आपको पता लग ही गया है कि how I started. But what inspired me was I think I felt that education has given me the backing that अगर मुझे वापस जाके कभी कुछ करना हो job तो मैं कर सकती हूँ. See, there are two ways to think about it. Some people say that you should not have a safety net at all, and that is what makes you do well. But for me, the fact that I had a safety net, the fact that I felt कि okay, job तो मुझे फिर से मिल ही जाएगी, so it's okay, I can take a risk. And that was part of my inspiration. And the other inspiration for me was really Rohan, because he is so passionate, he works so hard. So even right now, any day if I need any inspiration, I don't have to look anywhere, I just have to look sideways to see him working, and that's it. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. Actually, those of you who are on Instagram, you can follow me on Swati DB. I post a lot of content around the topics that we are discussing, so you might find it of interest.
Surely our students would do that. As you were mentioning that the partnership was very important, and since these students are now joining college, I want to understand what is the role of strong interpersonal skills when it comes to becoming a successful entrepreneur. Because you also mentioned that collaboration or networking is very important.
Yeah, I think you raise a very valid point, and I feel everybody should really, really think about this because ऐसे बहुत लोग हैं जिनके पास education है, degree है, but if they don't have communication skills and if you don't work on developing those skills, you never can truly get ahead. Because this is like everybody wants somebody who's intelligent, who understands how to do their work, but they also should be very presentable and should be able to talk to clients and pitch and convert and have a little bit of salesy element in them as well. So I think sometimes हम लोग थोड़े shy हो जाते हैं कॉलेज में and we think कि यार कौन participate करेगा, छोड़ो कोई और कर लेगा, या फिर अगर कॉलेज में कोई पूछे कि अच्छा किसी को करना है तो you'll never raise your hand because आपको लगेगा बाकी लोग आपका मजाक उड़ाएंगे. लेकिन you don't really need to worry about all this because it's your life and it's your future, and if you do these things you are really becoming better, and that's all that you should care about. बाकी लोग जो हैं वो उनका 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 मतलब ही क्या है लाइफ में, like they are not going to be with you after 2 years, so वो क्या सोचते हैं उससे क्या फर्क पड़ता है really.
So very true. I think something which you all should ponder upon. Look for constructive relationships. Okay,
Yeah.
next we have with us Saklika Kamal. She is again a new student. She has a question for you, ma'am. Saklika,
Yeah.
can you please come online?
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Hi Taklika.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Ma'am, my question is, as an inspiration entrepreneur, I want to know what kind of challenges did you face in your early professional life and how did you handle them?
So my early professional life was the time when I was there at Goldman Sachs, and I was so it was in London, and in my team in investment banking, I was the only female and the only Indian also who was the junior most in the team. And मेरी team में 7 ऐसे लोग थे who were my bosses, and everybody was like कोई British, कोई Australian, कोई somebody else. So I think the first time when I started working, it was slightly overwhelming that like it's like all odds stacked up against you wala case, but I settled in very well and very easily, very quickly, because I never thought about all these things. Ab agar socho to lagta hai wo is it difficult, but I think there's nothing called a challenge. There are difficult circumstances which come, and you need to gather everything you've got to overcome them, and it's all sort of in the mind. And if you think ki nahi theek hai ye to ho jayega, it's no longer a challenge. So when I look back, there is not a lot that I can say to you that, oh no, like this was so big. There were lots of big things. There are lots of ups and downs that happen, but nothing that we can't overcome and nothing that I couldn't overcome, and therefore I would talk about it.
Thank you, ma'am. I think students who are live with us right now, they have a lot of questions to ask. They sent us two very relevant questions, and I think most of them want to understand this. They have this small dilemma in their minds that the Indian parents in today's time also not very open with these ideas that their students or their kids can try something which is unconventional like a startup. So how do they deal with this? And they always want their students to go for a secure job. So what do you think about this?
Uh, Look, I think that the parents are not wrong, and I think that it is also a good thing to get some experience before you start up, because आपको जो limelight में startups दिखती हैं, these are only 99 point something startups. These are less than 1% startup. 99 point something startups are the ones that you don't hear about, you don't know what happened. So there is so much effort that goes into them on the part of the entrepreneurs and the founders, but the startups are not successful because it takes so much. It takes every bit that you've got and more to make it happen. And sometimes it's nothing that you can do, and the market might turn against you as well. So a lot of unpredictable things can happen. So firstly, I think that you should only do a startup if you are very convinced about it, like more than convinced about it, and you have thought about the whole plan and you've got the whole team started. Otherwise, you take a couple of years of work experience of working in a corporate or a startup, in fact, so that you get to know it from inside, and then you do it. Like I've seen there are a lot of people from Cashkaro who have actually worked with us for 2, 3, 4, 5 years and then started up, and they are much more successful at that stage versus before, because they get to see a lot of challenges at hand जहाँ पे उनका पैसा नहीं लगा होता. So it's easier for them to experiment, it's easier for them to learn as well. So that's that. And I think when it comes to parents, what I have seen in Indian parents is that, like, even with my own dad, for example, he built his business in agricultural implements. Now, dekha jaye to it's a very different business, and we are in cashback and it's digital and it's not the same. But at the same time, the advantage that that generation has is that वो लोग उनको उनका आय जो है ना वो प्रॉफिट पे रहता है. उनको लगता है कि ये बिजनेस है, अगर वो बिजनेस कोई पैसा बना रहा है तो उनके लिए ये बिजनेस नहीं है कि किसी ने फंड रेज कर दिया, क्या किसी का आर्टिकल आ गया इकोनॉमिक टाइम्स में. बिजनेस है अगर वो पैसा बनाता है तो. So that is a very good thing which is there in your parents' DNA. So I would say that don't discount it. I would say make your full plan and sit your parents down and tell them about it. The kind of very simple questions that your mom or your dad will ask you, you will be like कि हाँ सही बात है, सोचना चाहिए इसके बारे में थोड़ा. And then you take a call and then you see कि how strongly do you feel after all that. I mean, there are very few cases I think where आपको मतलब घर छोड़ के स्टार्टअप करनी पड़ेगी क्योंकि कोई सपोर्ट नहीं है. Generally there is a midway out जो हो ही जाता है.
Right. True. So I hope students, you've got your answer. You have to be very certain first and then take a step forward.
Yeah.
So, ma'am, we have another question here. COVID 2019 has wrecked the world economy in 2020. Now then, COVID has become a part of our lives. What do you believe that government can do better to get the economy on track?
Well, I think sectors, firstly, the thing we need to do is figure out which sectors are impacted and what help do they need. Like e-commerce, for example, is now actually growing more than ever because more people are not going out. And uski wajah se wo log shopping zyada kar rahe hain online. So government doesn't need to do anything here. But then, if there are other sectors that are more impacted, then, we might need to have subsidies. We might need to have some grants. We might need to have, overall a better stimulus package to get the country back on track. So I think the answer is really more bespoke than a generic one.
Very true. Another student is here live with us today, Rishita. She has a question for you. Rishita, please enable your video.
Hi, Rishita.
A very good afternoon, ma'am. So my question is, what has been more valuable in your career? Your educational qualification or your work experience?
I think unfortunately you can't pick one or the two because education was good. उसीलिए work experience आया. Work experience के बिना otherwise, career would be no career. So I think you can't really pick. You have to do your best at both.
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks.
So I think, Rishita, now you prepared for both. You've got
Yes,
your
ma'am.
answer? Okay, thank you. Another question here I've received. The student wants to know that, ma'am, how can I fund a new business idea without crowdfunding?
Well, that is a tricky one because that is always the challenge. Savings use कर सकते हैं, but as a student इतनी savings होती नहीं है क्योंकि you don't really want to ask your parents as well. See, there are obviously some schemes like seed fund is there. It's a fund through which you can apply. There are angel groups as well, like Mumbai Angels, India Angel Investment Network. So you'll have to reach out to one of those to help you at that seed angel stage. And I think you should, like I said, not be afraid to put yourself out there and start talking to more and more accelerators, to more and more of the funds that invest at early stages. And people will very often ask you कि अच्छा ठीक है आप आके pitch कर दो फिर देखते हैं. So don't be afraid. Just like nail that pitch. जब भी किसी ने बोला कि करना है ready है, कल में ready है. वरना हो जाता है अच्छा अभी prepare करेंगे फिर करेंगे अच्छा इसके लिए तो हम ready नहीं थे ये चला गया अब अगली बारी आएगा. So you have to be on top of your game with your pitch and then just jump at every opportunity that you have because there will be people who will say अच्छा मुझे pitch deck दे दो मैं भेज दूंगा आगे. So just take everything that you get. Every connection will only lead you somewhere.
Great. One last question, which we all want to know, that what would you call the most exciting and proud moment of your entrepreneur journey?
I think when I look back, I can obviously think of many moments where, customers have felt delighted with our product. So people have sent me messages कि cashback से हमने school fees pay कर दी, cashback से हमने piano lessons लिए. Some lady sent me a photo of a brand new sofa that they got because they got it from the cashback. So I think those are really nice small moments which make you kind of believe in your product more. But a very, very exciting time was when we got to know that Mr. Tata is going to be one of our investors. Because I think as an entrepreneur, it only happens once in a lifetime that you have somebody like him on your shareholders list, you know. So just for that, I think I would say it's that moment.
Definitely true. That surely is a big, big moment. And I think most of our students aspire to be at your place. Moving ahead, I think they're all very excited and they're just looking forward to that one name who's the winner and who are the finalists. So I think
Yeah.
the moment has arrived. The moment I think we all have been waiting for. So students, grab your seats tight and open up those attentive ears of yours because we're now going to announce our 5 finalists whose branding plans were not just different but exceptionally constructed on the parameters that included the finalizing of the brand name, designing the logo, come up with a unique selling proposition, and the plan which had good planning for advertisement. Before I announce the finalists, let me tell you that this was a very tough fight to find a beast amongst the best, as each branding proposition amazed us with creativity and potential, pretty unexpected from an undergraduate student who's yet to start his or her journey of higher education. And without taking a single second more, let me announce the 5 finalists. The very first one is Abdul Hanan. Heartiest congratulations to you. Our second finalist is Anushka Singh. Congratulations to you too, Anushka. Third finalist is Siddhant Magun. Congratulations to you, Siddhant. Well done. Fourth finalist is Taklika Kamal. Again, congratulations to you, Taklika. So you were here with us right now. You asked a question also. And the last finalist is, I hope you all are waiting for your name because everybody's plan was so good. The last finalist is Yukta Gogia. Congratulations to the 5 finalists. Now I'm going to brief the branding plans of these finalists to our guest of honor for her to decipher the best amongst all. Ma'am, shall we begin with the same?
Yes, sure. It's a very, very difficult position, but I think I can't get out of it. So let's just do it.
I'm sure it will be difficult for you because every plan which came to us, not just these 5 plans, they were all filled up with creativity.
Okay.
Let's start with the first one, Abdul Hanan. Seems Abdul Hanan has noble thoughts. If all the Indian citizens think like him, this world would be a better place to live. Rather than coming up with the branding plan for some product carrying the X factor, he has planned for Hinashin Foundation with the tagline of empowering communities, ending poverty. Yes, he's planning for helping the poor masses. As for him, about 2/3 of the Indian population live on less than $2 a day, and that is where Hinashin Foundation should play its role in helping the poor kids for food, education, and mental wellness. This shall help the young ones to be away from menace of begging, as presently about 3 lakh young kids in India are into begging. As per him, educating the kids would make them employable in future, thereby increasing the GDP of the nation as well. He has also put testimonials of couple of hypothetical people named Raghav and Ayush who were benefited by the foundation, and these are certainly going to act as a tool for promoting the foundation. Logo design is also very attractive and goes well with the name of the foundation. Overall, one would wish that we have more people in our society like Hanan, who seems to have taken a mantle to work for the masses. Thank you, Hanan. Excellent plan. Next, we have, yes, ma'am, you have your inputs here.
No, I was just saying that it's well presented. It's a good idea. So you're looking at more from a branding perspective, not business viability, right?
Right.
Okay, yeah, great, amazing. I hope you do it someday.
So, ma'am, the criteria for decision would be the branding name, designing of the logo, unique selling proposition, and planning of the advertisement.
Okay.
Moving ahead with the second finalist's plan, Anushka Singh. COVID-19 seems to have influenced Anushka Singh a lot, and hence she's planning for a product and shall increase the immunity of human beings and help and hence help us beat COVID-19 and even further. She has planned for Immunogen, that basically is an immunity booster drink that will improve our immunity and thus benefit us a while and more so as to powered by Ayurveda with grown by nature, tasted by you as the tagline. Logo design is also very attractive and goes well with the name of the product. She plans to provide free home delivery for convenience of customers and assure them for providing them with savings during this time of pandemic and even beyond. With a focus on health, the unique selling proposition for the product would be with all natural ingredients and no added preservatives. As far as advertising is concerned, she plans to provide free samples and giveaway for first few customers to begin with. This shall also help her to receive feedback as well as to be fine-tune the product if needed. Use of e-coupons is also in her mind and she plans to provide the same to people so as to purchase online. Ma'am, your inputs on this plan, please.
I think it's very well put together. I like the logo. It's very topical as well. See, there might be a lot of competition for this product, but that is beyond the scope in some sense. But I think in terms of a branding presentation, I really also like the way the background has been done with respect to the logo. So generally, design feel while this seems very good.
Thank you, ma'am. We move ahead with our third finalist, Siddhant. Siddhant proposes to form DEPCON, that is an event management firm based out of Gurugram and is a startup idea of two college going students. The company is structured in a way that it does not only cover the events within the company or the corporate society, but also helps educational institutions setting up major events for students to participate in events during their school years for hands-on learning and experiencing event management at a ground level. Services offered would focus on educational and corporate clients. Logo of the brand depicts a globe that portrays that the firm has a motive to expand overseas in the long run. Green olive branches signify peace and humanity as a whole, and black circle signifies no discrimination based on any factor. Overall, a lot of efforts have gone into designing of the logo. He simply wants to connect the world through the power of events. He has put a lot of emphasis on planning advertising that includes use of own website, digital marketing, plus hashtags and social media marketing. He also wants to be involved in corporate social responsibility with donations to Gurudwara, NGOs, etc. that shall be beneficial for the society and also earn the name for his own organization at the same time. Ma'am, I request your inputs for this branding proposition.
Um, No, I mean, honestly, I think the business itself is a really good idea, I think. But I feel the logo is more going towards United Nations, which is not really in theme with the actual business. Like the actual business to me, it is about students and events and them learning. But trying to give it a global perspective is slightly far-fetched for me. I would say that.
Okay.
And when we say DebCon, is there something that Deb stands for? Like, what is Deb?
That probably is not mentioned there, but I'm sure he must have had some idea in his mind.
Look, I think the idea is really good. So, you should definitely think about it. And I think there's need also because in the student space, there are no clear winners on how to really reach to the student space. So it's a very interesting sector that they've picked.
Thank you for your feedback. Next finalist is Taklika Kamal. She's planning for a smart band named Hitro. The smart band shall help us to detect body temperature and has additional features like USB direct charge, smart notification about apps, SMS alert, and call option, and is backed up by to 20 days battery life and would also have music and volume control. It shall also help in sleep tracking and analysis and step tracking, idle alert, and weather forecast. This gadget is also going to be linked with Arogya Setu app, and that shall be another reason for it to sell during the ongoing pandemic days. Logo design is attractive and goes well with the category of the product. She also has designed a newspaper advertisement for the product that looks to be a nice one, showcasing the main features of the product in a nice way. Ma'am, I request your feedback on this branding proposition.
In this case, I think the attention to detail is really good. Like when you look at Hitro, the eye has a little heart pulse, on top. So that kind of detail is really nice and creative. On the actual product, I am not entirely sure because this market already has lots of stuff where people are measuring temperature also. They're doing other things as well. So I'm not sure if the Arogya Setu, because कई लोगों के पास हमारे पास app है फिर भी हम उसको use नहीं करते. So will we buy a band for it? So I think one has to think more on that aspect. But from a creative standpoint, it's done well, and especially the way that the hand drawing is being featured there. I think the person Taklika is quite creative herself.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So we now move to our last finalist, which is Yukta Gogia. Over the past 8 months or so, we have been in trouble owing to coronavirus with our lives getting disturbed. We have seen so many lives lost, so many people ending up in hospitals for a considerable period of time. On the same lines, Yukta is planning to help the people to beat this menace. She is planning for Doctor Mobile, that is basically an app that shall provide emergency services related to COVID-19 on the spot. The app shall be linked to government-backed Arogya Setu app as well. The app's user interface is simple to use and anyone can raise an alarm at the time of an emergency. The app has an inbuilt artificial intelligence system that has a voice command feature as well. Logo design is attractive and goes well with the name of the product. As a unique selling proposition, there is a guarantee of 24/7 service with ambulance reaching place of spot within 20 minutes in more than 90% of the cases. Benefits of the app would include that it shall help the needy to have access to doctors and nurses while at home, and it can act as an affordable alternative to hospital care. Social media would be used to maximize the extent of advertising part of it. So this was about this last plan that we have. And now comes, I think, the moment of trigger and difficulty for you, ma'am.
So, with regard to Dr. Mobile, what I would say is that I think their logo is among the best that I have seen in all the pitches. It looks very professional. It's very neat. So from a logo perspective, I think they've done an exceptional job. The only thing I would have, wished for is that we should have seen a little more use case for it. Like we should have seen a little more advertisements. And I think the logo is good. Professional caretakers, the tagline is good, but एक advertisement जो हमने देखी है उसके अंदर वो whenever wherever and the way it's written is not looking so attractive because those fonts are completely different from your brand fonts. So I think for me, like, Dr. Mobile would have actually won on logo because I thought that the logo and tagline was very good. But when I put the whole package together, probably Immunogen has done a better job there. And because I think Immunogen put in that extra effort of showing so many types of use cases and the bottle and like lots of things, so I think that's why they would probably be my winners.
So shall we say that we have the winner with us now, Anushka?
Yeah. I
Okay.
think it was though, like I said, I think all the ideas were very good and well presented logos, and done a good job at that, everybody. So definitely something to be proud to be in the shortlist.
Well, I think that's a great win, Anushka. Applause and congratulations to you for winning this. Now, I would like to call upon Anushka to say a few words. Anushka, are you there connected with us?
Yes, ma'am, I'm there. Thank you, ma'am.
Congratulations, Anushka. Well done.
Thank you, ma'am. It was a great honor for me.
Sweet, she's already so excited.
From be won by thank you so much.
I think
I
the
was
family
just so nervous. I was losing
excited.
all hopes after seeing everyone's presentation. I was just like, I will come last. I would come last, and then I was like, oh my god.
No, you should never think like that. But I think, see, you are on the right track. I think you can do more work also on it, because to make Incubation come a little tighter. Like in some places, na, the logo was a little spread out, although the
Yes.
leaves on top were good. So wo halka sa usme aur kaam kar sakte hain. But I think overall, you're sort of thinking in the right direction. That's why I thought.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. And I especially thank my college for giving me an opportunity and just showing me that I can be something like entrepreneur. And thank you. And
You just have to believe in yourself and never tell yourself you're gonna come last. Your thoughts are what makes things. So always think that you're gonna do well.
oh, thank you, ma'am. Just my parents are just so excited to see me.
Thank you so much, Anushka.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
So, Anushka, you just don't get this trophy. You haven't just grabbed a chance to this trophy. You've also won an Apple tablet today and a chance to be aired at Noida Radio.
Wow! Congratulations, that's amazing.
Heartiest congratulations to you, Anushka. I think that when we start believing in our ideas, the energies of the world come together and try to shape it all. So, dear students, it's a learning for all of us here today. Always try and keep trying and never forget to believe in yourself and your ideas. As EDIC aims to enable the students to be more creative and self-confident in taking rational risks, in starting an enterprise and encourage innovative business startups and facilitate them through research and consultancy. EDIC also conducts various programs which help develop the entrepreneurial skills, enabling the students to take up the entrepreneurship as a career choice for themselves. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your valuable time and your feedback, which will surely help our students go a long way and realize and actualize their, their dreams of becoming an entrepreneur.
Thank you so much. It was lovely being with you all. Please take care, stay safe, and maybe we will meet someday on my Instagram or somewhere else. So,
Most definitely. Heartiest congratulations and thank you so much, ma'am. We present this memento to you for being part of the AG family, and we look forward to this association as a lifelong association.
Definitely. Thank you so much. Take care, everybody. Bye bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
So I will just drop off now, yeah, from the call.
Yes, thank you so much, ma'am. I will just wind up this program. So congratulations to the winner. And I would say congratulations to all of you who participated, as life is an open book and it's an open book full of tests. Learning how to learn is your most valuable skill in the online world. So keep going, keep learning, and we see all of you as budding entrepreneurs or professionals. Thank you and all the best.